I'm Rebecca Burke, the Rabbi of Finchley Progressive Synagogue. We, together with a number of institutions in the borough of Barnet, have worked hard to welcome Syrian refugees here under our council. This is how it happened. In the summer of 2015, we, our synagogue, another local synagogue, Finchley Reform, the Quakers, another church group, Vincenzians in Partnership, all under the Alliance of Citizens UK that believes in making a better world, decided that we would ask our council whether they would accept 50 Syrian refugees under what is known as the Vulnerable Person Relocation Scheme, VPRS. This is to allow Syrian refugees that are already in refugee camps in the Middle East, in Lebanon or Jordan, to come in a safe route from there to the UK and build a new life. We decided that the summer of 2015, when we were bombarded by horrific images of families dying at sea, leaving Syria and trying to cross over into Europe through very unsafe means, that we wanted to find a way to make 50 people's lives better. In our local area of North London, we decided to ask the leader of our council whether he would consider this here. The government said the Home Office would pay for 50 people if the local councils agreed to house them and look after them. We spent the whole summer trying to find ways to persuade our local council. We found landlords and homes, we found schools that were willing to take Syrian children when they arrived, we found doctors' surgeries, we did everything we could to make it as smooth as possible for the council to say yes. We did it because we in the Jewish community remember very well that at the end of the 1930s, 10,000 children were given a new life here in Britain when they escaped and were brought over from Nazi Germany and other places in Eastern Europe. Nazism was a horrific policy where Jews knew that their lives would be lost. Many parents sent their children off knowing they would never see them again. But this country, the United Kingdom, decided to welcome and to do the right, decent thing. We decided to respond to Kindertransport and to fight and lobby and persuade our local government to welcome these 15 families. In September, the end of September 2015, we asked the leader of Barnet Council, his name was Richard Cornelius, Councillor Richard Cornelius, will you say yes? And he said yes. Since that time, family after family has arrived. We have 50 now, but we have more because many babies have been born since. It is a community within a community. And each person we are watching their English become stronger, their studying become greater, job opportunities growing for them. And this is where we are at now. We are in the autumn of 2018, 3 years on from when we first made that ask, and they said yes. And the families are beginning to be settled and are beginning to achieve things on their own in their own lives. And that is what we always wanted to see.
Okay, so my name's Leslie and I belong to Finchley Progressive Synagogue. And I got involved with the synagogue and other local faith communities in persuading Barnet Council to take in 50 Syrian refugees. This was 3 years ago. As the families began to arrive, we wanted to offer some kind of support, and we began running a coffee club at the synagogue with the use of volunteers from the Catholic community, from the Quakers, from also a group of Arabic-speaking women from other areas of London. I coordinate the volunteers for the coffee club and for the parenting group, which we also run once a month. So I make sure that there are sufficient people to be around to set up the coffee club and talk to the refugees. And it's been wonderful to meet and get to know the Syrian refugees themselves and to see them flourish, some more quickly than others, and we very much hope to see all of them integrating into British society, working, speaking English very quickly. It's also been great to work with other faith communities and get to know people, work together on what is such an important project.
My name is Alison and I'm a member of Finchley Progressive Synagogue, and I've been involved with the Syrian Refugee Project Coffee Club for about 18 months, 2 years, and I've been on the Barnet Refugee Welcome Board for maybe about 6 or 8 months. I first became involved because I think it's really important to have variety and a mixture of people within our local community and national community, and I think we can learn so much from each other, and the coffee club has developed. We hold it every fortnight, and it's just developed so much over the last 18 months, 2 years, and it's enabled the families to build relationships with each other, because I think it was very isolating when people first arrived in Barnet, because they didn't know anybody, and through coming to Coffee Club, people have got to know each other within the Barnet Syrian community, and also they're getting to know local people they live near, but also people who come to the English people who come to Coffee Club. And I think what's really, really wonderful is that it is so cross-community. So we have the Syrian refugees, we have the Quakers, we have Finchley Reform Synagogue, we have local Catholic churches, and Finchley Progressive Synagogue are all involved. And it just makes you realise that what combines people is greater than what divides people. And when you actually get to know individual people and have conversations and build up relationships, you find so much that bonds you, and it's just really exciting to be involved in something that makes such a big difference to everybody.